So I just play tested Talisman Digital Edition, which is this game, which is a board game. But it's a board game, we also can make it like a normal game. Damn, the board looks sick, man. Does not look like that on the origin. The squares are huge. I mean, you have to put a shit ton of cards. Of course, they're huge. But damn, this is big. There is text everywhere, of course. This one has too many lines, man. Like, there is the inner line, the outer line, this one. What are these other three lines over here? Here. The digital one has this. Anyway, it was very annoying to go around this shit and try to get in. So I actually thought I'm actually very inspired right now into a tabletop game. Holy shit, I have not installed. So, I have not installed the software of the Wacom shit. This shit is usually bugged. So let's see. Crashes when the PC starts every time. It's annoying as hell. Shibaraku wa machi kudasai. Doraivo ki no wa insutoru chu. Insutoru chu. So, you go around the board by throwing a d6 dice. And that is it. And there are some amazing mechanics. I will restart later. I hope it's working. It is not. It actually stopped working completely. Fucking hate Wacom software. Oh, it's working. It was like a mouse, you know, like a not pad, not book mouse. Where you just have to move constantly. Assim. You go to the same place and pull, so it moves across the screen. Now it is mapped to the screen. If I go somewhere, the mouse will teleport there, always the same place. So this is the screen. And let's make a file. It's a little bit gigantic, isn't it? Let's make a B file. Board. And there's shit. Okay. Never want to see again. And I want to make a box. It's here again. Vai tomar no seu cu, velho. Vai tomar no seu cu. I hate this shit so much. My god. I have to disable that shit. Okay. Fucking shit. Should be out now. No more prompt of write me this shit. Can you just stop it though? Anyway. Oh fuck man. I wanted to draw this on a cardboard anyway. So the game goes around and all of that. You can check it, but my idea is to make a rip off of that fucking game. Basically. That's how the game inspired me. So you have like a board. It is filled, it should not be. Let's do another grid. Here. I want to make a grid like this. Oh fucking shit's not working. Forget it, try to draw. Well, fuck it. I want to make a grid. It's very simple. Fucking piece of shit software. I hate it. I knew this would happen. So I want to make a grid, you know, like a grid, any grid, like on a checkers board. Fucking darkness. So I have a checker boards here. And I just want to make a grid like this instead of the usual go around grid, you know. And as we have this grid, we will just put characters in an empty grid. I wonder if there's some icon or some shit, some mark that I could use. There should be some RPG board site online. There's a board. The 20, I know the 20. So as they are on that board, you will have like fucking hell man, how I hate this shit. This is a water. I want to spray. You have the orc here, and you have a demon over there, and you have a fairy over there, and you have an elf somewhere. So imagine the board is this giant square here. It's like 4 by 4, 8. So it's an 8 by 8 square, and you have just people on that square, you know? And let's say I hold at the 20, I'm the orc. And the 20 no, add d6. And I hold like a 3. I can go back here, or I can go up, or I can go here. I can make even the board to be open. So from here, I move here. you know, so I can move any fucking way. It's moving only on straight lines, but who knows? Let's say I have an agile character, and he, instead of a d6, throw 2 d4. And now he can make one movement in one direction and another one in other, you know? So that is that. And on this board, they are empty. There is nothing here. But when you land on any empty square, that will be the rule. You have to put down a card like this. On this one, there are some village cards, you know, there are some shit. And there are some things like that. There's the Craig. When you land there, you have to roll and do some shit. If you take a low thing, you have to fight some monster. If you get good, you get some bonus actually. If you are on the forest and you hold low, you are attacked by a bandit. If you hold 6, you actually get a mastery point, a stats points. But most places are just empty, it's a plain. And you roll and you can invite some players there. Someone to live there. But instead of doing that, all my places on my board are empty. You start with a truly empty game. And you start with the characters and they can walk wherever they want. And whenever they land on an empty square, you draw a card from the land. That will be the land deck, that will be the creature deck. And so you put a plain, you put a mountain, you put the crag, you put a forest, you know? And that's what you're going to do. You're going to build the stage. And so you go around and go out putting those things. You put a city, a village. There is a village there, there is a city, and I forgot the name of the other. But there's the chapel, there's the cemetery. So there are all these different biomes, but here you actually put them. And on a plane, several monsters can spawn on a plane. So every time you land on a plane, you have to roll the dice to see what monster you will get. And now you draw from the creature deck. Depending on the biome you are, you face different monsters now as you land on a forest or on a plane. Or you can get different events. If you have the axe, once again you can interact with the forest. And so there will be many different ways to interact with those environments that you actually build. The city will not be on some fixed place on the corners of the map. It will be somewhere where someone draws a city to put by. And when you get there, you can use the blacksmith, the mystic, the shit that is like on here, on Talisman. But instead of going around and trying to go in, you are actually building up the map. The system of trophy was amazing. I found it very impressive. Instead of experience, you get the points from the mobs you killed. But I also found a problem with it. Like, if you have strength, my guys was 80 strength, I can kill any monster basically on strength. And so I'm getting huge trophies. I'm getting huge strength bonus. But a guy that has 2 strength, how the fuck is he's going to kill a dragon, a monster with high strength? So how the fuck is he going to get more strength? Guys with much strength get strength faster, and guys with low strength get it lower, so it's unfair. But the system itself is very cool. So perhaps we could implement it some other way. Instead of needing some fixed points, like 7 points for a point, you just need like more than your actual points. So if you have 3, you only need the trophies to amount to 4 points in order to get your point. But if you have 7, you need your trophies now to amount to 7. That makes more sense. But anyway, you have this empty board, and you just walk around and go drawing cards from the biome deck and shove them around the deck. And then you interact with those cards. Each biome has its own roll table, you know? And then you roll to see what will you meet, what will happen, what kinds of events are available on a forest, on a somewhere else. One of the events on the forest could be the discovery of the river, the river that gives strength. So everyone will be crazy rushing to the forest now. And that's my idea. Instead of running around like a mad chicken, as you were here, you actually focus on killing each other. This is the arena. This is our battle. You are populating the world and then you are going to fight each other. As you level up and get stronger. You can farm, you can also decide that it's too dangerous, attack each other straight. And there will be events that you get you a sword, an item, and shit. You get stronger. You can train your stats. And instead of just 2 stats, I also want to put agility, the usual RPG. And as you attack the other one, you can choose if you want to attack with your magic intelligence, or if you want to use your melee strength, if you want to use your agility. So there are all these options that I have come to imagine now on a single table. I can literally cut a piece of cardboard, just draw the squares. It has to be big squares to fit the cards, but well. And then cut some little faces also on the cardboard and use them as characters. Roll a simple dice. I have a it looks like fucking nice. Here, I have some dice here already. So if I cut a cardboard with, it's 8x8 here, but I can put it any size. I can test the size. And then we just go landing on empty squares and start building up the world. You know, it might take a long time to build the world. So you might do things like, when you build a mountain, you can desertify one side. That's the effect of a mountain. And humidity will gather on the other side. So you can spawn a river when you build a mountain. It will be actually a mountain range. Perhaps if there's 2 mountains, then it will trigger the transformation of the tiles around it, or something like that. But anyway, you build biomes, and each biome has its own table of what it does. That's my main difference to this. Because most places just ask you to draw a card. And as you draw a card, you get events or monsters or items. You get any random shit, which is pretty weird. And some tiles, on the other hand, have specific things. Like here, this is the bridge. And here, you need to fight this guy in order to pass on. Every tile here is special with some mechanics. Things get more intensive on the inside. But these tiles are really specific. They are very annoying, like they are made purely to annoy you to delay the fucking game. While here it is too free and you get some random shit everywhere. Instead, I want to build a map of biomes, and each biome have its own table of encounter. And then you roll to see if you're going to fight, what the fuck you're going to fight, or if there is going to happen something in there. And then there come the racial traits. An elf can have some advantage to roll on the forest and shit. A troll can regen like that other one. There can be caves and underground. There are some cards there, they're like that. You're on the plane and you draw a cave. There is a cave on the plane now. And everyone that goes there, it's forever. Roll the cave stats. Instead of that, you have always empty tiles. And they are populated by biomes. Instead of just the cave being cool like that. Or the chapel being cool like that. You just put a fucking chapel. Put a safe. Put a cave. Put a forest. Put a plain. And that is how the game would work. Players just roll their dice. And then we would have like a normal character table. You are trying to kill each other. You see your roll, your powers. You can even have, instead of just one single life point, you can use a normal D&D character sheet, you know, and see how much damage you actually do to the other one. I'm thinking about the ranged possibilities, like will a mage attack from far away or does he have to get close? If he gets close, this guy can retaliate. He has to take like the exact number on the dice in order to target the place this guy is in, or something like that. But anyway, the basic idea is this empty map, and we populate with biomes. Each biome has its own spawn table and things, and then you draw the creatures cards, where each have the stats like the other one. And when you meet a creature, you have to fight on the characteristics of the creature. That's how it works here, at least. You have to fight either on strength or the intellectual powers of craft. If you are copying it, that's how you do. That is very simplified. There is no reason that why we could not actually fight like D&D and use our best characteristics to roll against it, a damage and a saving throw. Like you roll a saving throw on that characteristic and you attack with your own or some shit. That makes it more complex. But the thing is, there is this fucking arena and there is a way to spawn mobs on it and use mobs to level up our characteristics as we kill each other. I find that very cool. It also allows for different kinds of game, like King of the Hill, you go somewhere. This one, there is this game loop where you just go around and you level up, and it's harder to get in. Like that guard is strong, so you have to level up in order to get in, and then you have to get some shitty amulet here to actually trigger the end of the game. Here you're just mostly killing each other out. But that could also be like this quests I found interesting. There is a quest here when you get to this temple, and there's like kill something or like that. And here you can get this quest, try to advance in the game like that. I'm just saying there are many possibilities with this square thing, this empty square that you populate, that I had not thought about this before. Very impressive. I had some ideas, but they are fleeing my mind now. I think this is worth making. I want to take a piece of cardboard, just cut it, just squares, and I want to make land tiles with the spawn table. And then you look the spawn table of the mob and fight it. That sounds so very cool. It sounds very boring actually when you talk like that. But when you think about cutting the cardboards and making the tables and making the unit, then you go to it and compare the dice and throw against it. That sounds very cool. Sounds very cool. How can you have an adventure now? How can you simulate your RPG adventure on this? That's different. We can have different decks with the quests that we need to progress in the defense and people play together. So anyway, my original idea is everyone just killing each other. That sounds fun. I mean, people be missing each other a lot. Unless I allow them, like, you got 3. You can move 23 squares around you. But we would need a bigger board for that because that would be cheating. But we start, I'm thinking of actually making this prototype physically, where we have this board, this squarish board probably, and you just throw a dice and walk. The D6 for the original, but you can also use the other dice Like there's a guy that throw 2d3 or some shit. And variate the races with the spells and what they think they can do. Anyway, I think this could be a very interesting idea and concept. This game managed to put it very well. A way to level up your stats, to fight mobs, to get items, to cut fucking trees and build a raft to cross a river. There are also spells in this game, but I did not got to know them because I was playing a fucking troll that could not use his spells. Holy shit, the size of this thing. There are some extra things here. 3 extra lengths on this shit before the main ones. Now this has a goal. Keeps people rolling. But I think just killing each other here might be pretty good too. Once I wake up tomorrow, I'll see what I actually do about that.